Long Acres Alpaca Farm. My name's Sarah, and I'm going to go over some herd health with you today. I have Laura come in here a little bit closer. We're going to do herd health on Renaya. Now, normally I'd have them all in together, but since it's a gorgeous day here, I'd like to take advantage of this beautiful weather and do a video. So, the first thing I always do when I do herd health is I take a look at their eyes. I want to do that before they get all stirred up or anything, because I'm going to check for redness, and redness is going to give me a good idea of whether they have enough, their blood count's going to be high enough. So we're going to do that by looking at their eyes, and to do that, what I'm going to do is pull down on this lower lid and then push on the top lid like that and let go. And the part that pops out is what I'm looking at to see if it's red or not. And you can look at the charts. There's a chart, Alpaca chart on a scale of 1 to 5, and you want it to be 5, which is the brightest. And if they're totally white, it's going to be 1. So you don't want to do this. You don't want to hold it real long, and you don't want to keep doing it because it's going to turn red if you do that. But you just want to do a quick read once again on what pops out, and she's nice and red, and I would give her a 5. And I would check both eyes. I want to make sure their eyes are clear, there's no cuts or abrasions, and she looks great. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at her nose, and her nares are clean, there's no drainage. Then I'm going to take a look at her teeth. When you look at the teeth, you're really looking at two things. First of all, you're going to look at alignment, and the second thing you're going to look at is whether she needs any kind of dental care. So when you look for alignment, what you're looking for is how that lower mandible lines up with the top pad. So if you can picture this, just get rid of the teeth entirely and put the lower mandible and the top pad together. You're going to want that lower mandible to come in right behind the top pad. So right where her teeth erupt, I want that just slightly behind the top pad. And if you can see, and it's better to look from the side, they do. So that looks like great alignment, plus it does not look like she needs any kind of dental work because her teeth are not protruding beyond that top pad. So that looks great. On males, you'd want to check for fighting teeth because they do get 2 pairs, and females can get them too. But she does not have any. Be careful sticking your finger in there, especially on males, because they're very sharp. The next thing I do is I come down along her neck and chin, and I'm just going to feel all along there. It's harder with a halter on, but I'm just going to feel for any kind of signs of any kind of abscesses, lumps, hard deposits, that sort of thing. There's nothing there. Then I'm going to insert my finger in either ear and check and make sure that she doesn't have any kind of crud in there that could indicate any mites, and she doesn't have any kind of ear bites or insect bites or anything like that. You're going to feel all over her head, especially between her ears, all down her neck, and especially here at the withers. These are all great places for mites to hide. And I go along and just kind of feel all over as a general feel to see if I feel any bumps in general. If I do, I'm going to do a more aggressive search, but I'm really not finding any, not even one little bump on them. So I'm also going to check down along their breast area, the brisket. I'm going to check under the axillary area along their abdomen, make sure there's no evidence of any kind of breakdown, and of course down at their feet. And when I do that, an easy way to do it is just to tuck their neck underneath your arm, and they just are kind of quiet that way. And then go down. I put my hand in front of my face in case one of them would kick out. They'd hit my hand instead of my face. But okay, relax. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. Sorry about that. But you can see you just want to go down and take a look and make sure that there's no areas broken down. And I can do a quick foot check at this point too, just to see if there's anything between the toes. I don't see anything. If I did, I'd go ahead and pick them up. You also want to go along and check their body score. And to do that, you're going to feel right along the backbone. And what you're feeling for is you want to see that there's a little bit of a protuberance of the protruding of the backbone. You don't want it to be completely flat. Now, she's a little bit overweight. She's about a 4. If it was completely flat and I couldn't feel her backbone, she'd be a 5. If I can feel a good inch or so of her backbone, that's definitely like a 1. So she's probably a 4. I'm going to check her skin. Hold still. You're okay. You're okay. Okay. Okay, you're okay. Come on, girl. Come on over here. We're going to take a feel of her skin. Come here. I'm going to tuck her underneath my arm and just see. And her skin looks nice. There's no evidence of any breakdown. There's no scaliness. And you can check her out. You can pull a sample if you want to at this point as well. So that all looks great. And then last but not least, we're going to go ahead and give her her shot. And again, turn this way a little bit. An easy way to do is just to tuck them underneath your arm, like this. There's a fat spot right in here that I like to reach for. I'm just going to go in, pretty flush to the skin, pull up, aspirate back, and inject her ivermectin. And then the last thing I do is I'm just going to come back up and just make sure she's nice and relaxed before I step back and let her go. And that's basically it for herd health. I suggest you do this every month, even if you don't give the monthly shots for meningeal worm prevention, because it's a great idea to just get your hands on your alpacas and see what's underneath all that fleece. And hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for joining us.